This is Osbert Series TV.
We will be creating a voltage regulator from diodes connected in series. I'm using breadboard board. If in case you're trying to do it in real life, you can either use breadboard or you will just follow the same approach to do it. First of all, I may connect my first diode this way, the anode facing down while the cathode is up. The cathode facing down, I mean to say, while the anode is this way. Connect the cathode of the second diode, which is the negative of the second diode, to the positive, which is the anode of the first diode. You now make it in series. They are now in series, connected to each other. And in this way, connect the third one in the same manner. Connect this in this way. Likewise, do to the third one, to the last one, which is the fourth one as well. The diodes may be more than this depending on what you want to do, the value you want to get. But in this case, I'm using only 4 diodes. But if there are more than these 2, there is no harm about it. You can get what you're looking for. Make sure it enters well. They are now connected in series. Now, let this enter at the negative of the diode. Let it serve as the negative or voltage supply. Let this one enter the anode of the last diode, forming the positive or voltage supply. Do this one, let it enter between the anode of the first diode and the cathode of the second diode. Likewise, do to this one as well. Let it enter there at the anode and the cathode of the diodes respectively. Do likewise to this one as well. Let it enter there. Let it enter here like this. Now, let's introduce a LED emitting diode so that we will use in testing the circuit to know how the brightness of the bulb will decrease by varying the connectivity of the diode. Now, let me introduce my power supply. Connect the positive of the battery to the anode of the last diode there, and the negative of the power supply, which is the battery, to the cathode of the first diode. Now, introduce your multimeter now. First of all, on the multimeter, switch it to continuity test. Test the probes of the multimeter and see whether it is working normal. We are good to go now. Now switch the multimeter now to DC power supply. Now place the cathode, the negative probes of the multimeter to the cathode of the diode, and the anode and the positive probe of the multimeter to the anode of the diode. You now see the multimeter reach 3.19 volts. Now move the cathode of the multimeter to the second diode. You see the voltage drop to 2.85 volts. I will Now move it to the third diode and see. You can see it still dropped 2.51. Move to the last diode now. You see it's drastically dropped to 2.17 volts. That's to say the circuit is working normal. Now connect the positive of the power supply, which is the anode of the first diode, to the positive of this LED diode. We'll now begin by this one. Let me begin with the last diode. Now connect it to the negative of the LED indicator. Let's see what is going to happen. You're gonna see the LED indicator lights up. It lights up. Remove the first one now, the cable of the first diode. Connect the second diode. Let's see what is going to happen. Connect this one. Let's see. Connect this one. Let's see. You see the diode still light up, but it's not as bright as the first time. Remove it there. Connect the third diode. Let's see what is going to happen. You see the voltage keeps reducing. The bulb is not shining as at the first time. Now remove it there again and connect the last diode, the cable of the last diode. Now let's see. You see the bulb lights up, but it's very bright, very dim, that if you are not careful you can't even see, but you can see there is an indication that the bulb lights out. So with this you can make a voltage regulator without requiring or still looking for complicated ICs like that. You can simply do this with the help of diode.